Every empire eventually discovers the same tool. Not the sword, not the crown. Fear. And few fears have been more useful than hell, a place so terrible that obedience starts to look like salvation. But here's the problem. The word perdition is ancient. The hell we imagine isn't. The word stayed stable, the meaning hardened, and the closer Christianity moved toward empire, the hotter hell became. The word perdition comes from Latin, perditio. Its meaning was simple: ruin, loss, destruction. Early Christian texts used similar Greek words like apoleia, which also meant destruction or ruin, not eternal torture, just collapse. This fits the older Hebrew worldview surrounding death. Ancient Israelites believed the dead went to Sheol. Sheol was not heaven, not hell, just the shadowy destination of the dead. Kings, prophets, farmers, sinners, everyone went. At this stage, perdition meant ruin, not eternal suffering. But that would begin to change. During the Second Temple period, Jewish thought began experimenting with new ideas about justice. Apocalyptic literature emerged. Texts like the Book of Enoch described cosmic battles, fallen angels, fiery punishment. But there was still no unified doctrine. Some groups believed the wicked would be destroyed. Others believed they would be punished temporarily. And others believed everyone would eventually be restored. Hell was still an argument, not a conclusion. When Jesus Christ warns about hell, the word he most often uses is Gehenna. Gehenna was an actual valley outside Jerusalem, historically associated with child sacrifice and ritual burning. It became a metaphor for judgment, a place where corruption is destroyed. But again, a metaphor, not yet a cosmic prison. Part of the confusion about hell comes from translation. English Bibles often use one word, hell, but the original texts use 4 different words, each with a different meaning. First, Sheol, the neutral realm of the dead. Second, Hades, borrowed from Greek culture, simply the underworld, not necessarily punishment. Third, Gehenna, a metaphor for destruction. And finally, Tartarus, a mythological abyss used to imprison rebellious gods. In the New Testament, it appears once, referring to fallen angels awaiting judgment. 4 words, 4 ideas, 1 English translation: hell. Because of this ambiguity, early Christianity developed 3 competing interpretations. First, eternal punishment. The wicked suffer forever. This view would later be championed by Augustine of Hippo. Second, annihilationism. The wicked are destroyed, perish. Third, universal reconciliation. Some early theologians believed punishment was temporary. Eventually, all souls would return to God. Advocates included Origen of Alexandria and Gregory of Nyssa. For centuries, these views existed side by side. Christianity had not yet decided what hell meant. Another shift came through translation. The Greek word aionios appears in several passages about punishment. It means something like age-long, lasting for an era, or pertaining to an age. But when the Bible was translated into Latin in the Latin Vulgate by Jerome, Aionios became Eternus, eternal. One translation choice, one theological earthquake. But if Aionios means age long rather than infinite, the verse could read very differently. Then history intervened. Christianity moved from persecuted sect to imperial religion under Constantine the Great. Once religion becomes part of empire, theology changes function. Beliefs become tools of social cohesion. Debates become political problems. Councils like the First Council of Nicaea began defining orthodoxy across the empire, and doctrines that created clear moral boundaries gained power. Among them, eternal hell. By the Middle Ages, hell had become vivid, detailed, architectural. The cultural imagination was shaped profoundly by divine comedy, circles, punishments, eternal torment, not just theology, a map. Through all of this, one word survived, unchanged: perdition, a word that once meant simply ruin, now carrying the weight of eternal damnation. Words outlive the worlds that create them, and sometimes what we inherit as doctrine is simply centuries of fear slowly hardening around a single word.